Hello, and thank you for another episode of Falling Through the Stoop.
Falling through the stoop.
Ain't that the name of the show?
You said falling.
Yeah, like Alicia Keys. I keep on falling.
You finished? I thought you were about to keep going.
Nah, I ain't about to hit that note. It's like we hit the, what's that lady, the Mimi joint? La 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 la, la la. Everybody be waiting for you to hit that note. Be like, come on with it, nigga. I ain't about to hit the note.
That's such a beautiful song.
It is till you start singing at karaoke and everybody be like, hey, cut his mic. Because he's about to get in the second verse. Alright, but yes, this is Fall Through the Stoop. I am one of your hosts, Maserati Miyagi. And I am still recovering from a little bit of edible that I had last night.
Yeah, your eyes are like more closed than usual.
We got some other people on the show.
It probably looks like you sleep on. It does look like you sleep on.
Hey, don't be like that.
No, seriously, it looks
This
like
nice.
you sleep on.
Hey, what is that?
Be okay. Pepper pies. DJ Farrell.
I am.
You
DJ
ain't seen my
Farrell.
hair. Both y'all is high as fuck.
I'm not. Why is it gotta be
lit?
No.
But he up here playing with my hair. You done zoned out as I'm trying to
get
get
your episode. You
also, wait. Someone on this couch also had a birthday. Well, you're watching on Monday. Last week.
I had a birthday last week.
Oh yeah, I did type happy birthday in the comment section.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? Yep. The big 2-9 I turned, and it feels amazing.
That is such a lie.
Like your hair.
No.
Good night.
But I don't know about my hair. How old are you for real?
Nigga.
How many digits do we need to put?
It don't matter. Age ain't nothing but a number.
35?
Put it down ain't nothing but a thing. Yes, he is correct.
See?
35.
Oh.
That's a lie.
Put it down ain't nothing but a thing.
That would make him younger than me. That he's not 35.
You know what?
You're not 35.
Age ain't nothing but a number. You only as young as you feel. And these edibles make you feel amazing. I feel like I can fly. That's
Do you believe that you can touch the sky?
Man, last time I played basketball, I think I tried to dunk. I thought I was going to touch the sky. Don't try to dunk if you ain't never dunked before. I'm only 5'10".
Shout out to the Lakers on their way.
Oh, yeah.
To another ring.
Is it the same impact considering how many games did they play?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Going to get
Whoa.
It's
yes,
still
it
the
does.
NBA.
Now, I've withdrawn from watching sports. However, does he play the same way if he's playing a full season?
Yeah.
You
still got to play hard. It's still the NBA. It's not like they went out and bought a whole bunch of just nobodies and was like, let's finish the season with replacements.
Yeah, but this is still like an asterisk on the
No,
whoever wins this year. You didn't play. You didn't have to travel. There was no travel
It's not an
involved.
asterisk.
There is no impact on that. I'll put an asterisk on
Why
it.
do we need traveling though?
Well, because they're not. Well, traveling has an impact on you physically just from traveling, period.
This is even
They just
better.
stay put.
That makes
That's what I'm
even
saying. So
better.
there are factors that make the season just a little bit easier than past. Now, we got to admit to that. You didn't play as many games. You didn't have to travel. All those
But
things
you're
are
away
a
from your
factor. And the
family.
game was.
Yeah, but that's better though,
That's
because that
easier.
means then nobody have to travel. That means
That's what
everybody's
I'm
more
saying.
rested.
Right.
We
So
see
why
better
didn't-
play.
So the full impact of the physical impact of traveling and not playing as many games as you normally would is the asterisk.
Why is it an asterisk though?
Because
They
I'm
still-
just saying.
It's not an asterisk, yeah.
Yeah, it's things that's changed, but shit, it's still.
It's an asterisk. It's
I think
not
it would be
a
an asterisk if
season.
I think it would be an asterisk if LeBron had got like all that time off and everybody else still had to continue to play, and then we'd been like, well, shit, everybody else still had to travel and still had to play and wear and tear on their bodies and shit. All the motherfuckers got a vacation, and I mean,
Or if
That's
it's
what I'm saying.
it's an asterisk if
We're not
like
putting an
nobody
asterisk.
could play and LeBron had to go out and get like retired players to come back and suit up and finish the season
There's
or
an
something.
asterisk. Your
There-
body didn't take the full impact of the season.
we not gonna give
There's
them
an
an asterisk.
asterisk.
They had a little vacation, and some of the people had COVID, so some of us playing after COVID, after having COVID. Aren't those people still? Are they? Did they play? The people, all the people that tested.
Yeah,
They
he was
still play?
cleared.
Huh?
He was cleared because I think they did testing way before even they decided to come back.
Oh shit! Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think I heard that.
yeah. So shit. So
I know
people came back
baseball
after
is still
COVID.
going on, and I've heard a couple games get delayed because people were tested positive for COVID.
Yeah, that's what.
Well, somebody else apparently tested positive last week. Number 45.
Number 45.
Do y'all believe he really has it? Because there's like factors that's come into place because it happened after the debate here in Cleveland. Of course, he comes to Cleveland, catches fucking COVID. But it happened after the debate last week, and people are saying perhaps he doesn't have it because it keeps him quiet now for at least another 2 weeks. Another 2 weeks, he can't go out there and fuck up. I didn't think he fucked up, to be honest.
What if somebody gave it to him?
Well,
On purpose.
with Hope Hicks, I can't remember what her role is, but apparently she got it, and then they got it. But keep in mind, at the debate, the people that came with Trump refused to wear masks. I've already seen that, the governor out in New Jersey, I just saw today, he's now tested positive. He was with Trump preparing for the debate.
And Miss Kruger.
They have
It's
to,
like there's a concern if you see it start to spread around government officials.
I mean, listen, they had to keep dude quiet because they basically just asked him, they asked him about white supremacy and he wouldn't denounce it. He was like, Proud Boys, stand down. Like, nigga, just denounce it. Just lie. Just lie.
Because do y'all even know what Proud Boys is?
The Proud Boy, I can't really describe it, but it's like the torch dudes, the tiki torch.
Proud Boys are anti-immigration. Part of their slogan is white male. Yes, I am white male chauvinist, and I do not apologize for this modern world I created. I'm damn near probably quoted that shit verbatim. The thing is, they didn't come around until 2016. Why do we care so much about all of a sudden? This is where I'm going with this. Why do they matter so much?
Was there supposed to be like a new super supremacy
2016 is
like
when they popped up.
Well, I mean, I don't think that we actually care so much. The thing is the fact that he's the one that said it. Like, we wouldn't even think about this shit. We didn't even look this shit up.
He has denounced white supremacy, though.
When?
Now, I don't know what all took place at exactly how it was worded at the debate, but the press secretary, they got asked, of course, at the last White House press meeting, whatever it is, and she brought up every single time he actually has denounced white supremacy.
But why does that
I've never
matter?
heard him denounce it.
And that's, I don't know.
Like, I don't know why does that matter? Like, if you don't like black people, we kind of figure, like, black people, we have this racist radar on us that's built in us. Like, we know if you're white and you like us or you don't like us.
But as the leader of the country, we expect you to at least say things diplomatically so that it looks a certain way to other countries. Because otherwise, other countries like, this motherfucker is just saying what the fuck he wants to say. I'm like, yeah, if we want to go ahead and start a war or do some other shit or try to test these, that's when you get tested. That's when North Korea and all them niggas, that's when they test your country, is when they see shit like that. Otherwise, they think that you standing strong, you giving the right answers, they like, okay, they got their shit in order. If they thinking it's just a dude out there saying what the fuck he want to say, and then he appointing other people that's go pretty much do what the fuck they want to do, they like, oh, they disorganized.
I don't think any other country would be looking at what's taking place here in America now and say, ooh, it's time to attack. Because, one, our response to other black people getting killed by the police, we haven't taken over the White House or nothing crazy like that. It would have to be that level of anger for another country to be like, oh, time to step in. And two, we know for past history, Vietnam War alone, y'all say draft, a lot of motherfuckers gonna be here. They're gonna go ahead and put their life. So those things, if I was running the country and I wanted to attack the states, I need to see something like that. No, seriously, I would need to see something like that to be like, all right, it's time to go. Because I don't think people of color here in America have shown that they would stand against our government or not stand with the country if we ended up in war. Like, yes, we're angry, but
yeah, because we
I don't see that happening.
We've been to jail. And you know what rules is in jail? It's like you can be beefing with the next block, but if you know what I'm saying, somebody else from another block that y'all both beefing with, like y'all together, like jail rules.
I mean, yeah, I can fight all the black people I want to in prison, but if it's a white guy that has said something all of a sudden, all the black, you gotta stick with your race in prison, which is weird. Like no matter what, like you could have stabbed me 2 weeks ago, but now we gotta stand together in unity because the white supremacists decide they want to start a fucking riot in prison. God damn it!
That's exactly how it goes.
That's what it is.
Fucking WWF.
That's what it is.
Sadly, we should be like that more on the outside.
Last week we came and he stole my title, and this week we're tag team champions. We beat white supremacy together at the correctional facilities. We brought down the
Then
white.
they turn around and take out your top person and then take over the whole lot.
That is
That
how it
was on the
happens.
movie, Blood In, Blood Out. That's exactly what happened. He stabbed him with the fucking apple.
Then I have to go and see my Mexican friends. Mexican, I don't know. Y'all talk about all this bullshit. I'm telling y'all right now, it's a lot of fucking Mexicans in prison. They run the prisons.
Yeah. That's
They
how
just
it went. You
run
had
the
white
fucking
people, then you had black people, and then you now have Hispanics have taken over.
Yeah, we have a Hispanic president next time.
Well, it depends now because they
That
still
would
can
be
just
dope.
send you to the detention center now. So now you may be in jail and then end up in the fucking detention center.
I want a Hispanic
Yeah,
president
put the shit
here
back
so
on.
we can have official Taco Tuesdays.
I think we could have that if we had another black president. Like real Taco Tuesdays. We
What-
know
what is
fajita
it with
Fridays.
tacos?
Fajita
Thank
Fridays.
you. No,
Mars
fajita
has
anything.
got me like wanting to like eat tacos now. Since
And they gotta be real fajitas. They gotta be the joints that come out sizzling.
Yeah, that's
he
what I
like
do.
posts food porn up all the time of his tacos. So
That sounded wrong.
Man, it did. I changed my mind. I went to a lot of times I go to Barraco Grill and I get my burrito tacos
Well,
with the
you better
little
get some
consomme
free
sauce.
food out of advertising.
Hopefully. I mean, they do. Hey, they give you some free shit. That's the thing. Like foreigners, you go in there. First off, don't nobody speak English. That's how you know you about to get good food. Don't nobody speak English when you go in there. I thought that when I saw the advertisement, it was gonna be American-type shit.
No.
There is no
That's when you
American.
at a Hispanic spot, man.
Where did you find this many Colombians to work at the fucking spot like this? Like the girl that's taking my order, she's like, what you is the chicken? Is the I'm sitting up here thinking to myself like, nobody back there speaks better English than this. I'm looking in the back, no. Everybody's Colombian, everybody's talking Colombian or whatever the language is over there. But the food is banging. Like the food is banging. I went to the other spot, Ola, and I tried theirs. Theirs was just as good. I didn't like the consomme sauce as much as I do the other place, but it was still good. And they put so much like beef and stuff inside there and the cheese and shit.
You sound like you going there once you leave.
I might like my family will tell you like I done spent $80 just getting everybody tacos. Like y'all tacos, Taco Tuesday, and it's the edibles. Just had me spend a stupid amount of money. I think that our country is kind of in a weird place that we always talk about how fucked up our economy is. I be thinking like, you know what, we the first generation to really walk around with $1,000 phones and shit, and every pair of $200 Jordans. Then we complain like, our economy is fucked up. We're just not the upper 1%. Like, hell, hold on, Cash Money, because you got on fucking Gucci sweaters.
Well, because how often are you able to afford to buy those things throughout the year? We already know the majority of the time people buy stuff like that is tax time.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that because the Jordans come out and there's a line every single time at 7 a.m. in the morning. Those Jordans are $200. I don't know how people do or manage their money, but I always look at myself like this.
A bill don't get paid.
It might be because I look at my shit and I
That's
be like,
exactly what it is. Light bill don't get paid.
But what
gas
can
bill
I
don't
spend
get
next
paid.
month?
I take how much money I make a month. I take how much I have to pay out in bills, and I divide the rest of what I have left into 4. And I say, this is the amount of money that I have to budget myself for 4 weeks. And I'm thinking like, y'all have $200 extra to spend on some shoes and then come back around and still do whatever. I'm talking about, you still got grocery shopping, you still got.
You know what? What I think it is you manage to spend that money on shoes. The thing is, you're not saving. That's the problem. I think affording maybe a pair of Jordans or something when they come out on some random or whatever, that's one thing. But the problem is you're not saving your money, you're not investing your money. So when something happens, then you end up broke. Now you, for whatever reason, you ain't go to work for a week, but you also didn't get paid. So now you in the hole for a week, but you ain't got no money saved either.
But that's not
So
everybody.
yours.
Some people may actually save, because I know some people consciously know when certain J's come out and look forward to that thing, you know, based on, you know, what they're doing or what the style
Yeah,
of the
you
cover
save
is.
and buy some shoes. I meant save your money. Take your money and throw $100 in a stock market or something like that. That's what I meant by save. Have a savings account, have backup money. Yeah, you can save up to buy the shoes, but if you got to save up to buy the shoes, where are you saving money to? Every situation is different. I don't know. That's just.
I don't know. I like Skechers.
I've never owned a pair of Jordans in my life. In my entire life, I've never owned a pair of Jordans.
I bought one pair. Max out my like 401k or whatever the company's giving me. And sometimes they give out extra money. I take some of that out of 401k. But other than that, nah.
Wait, you said you taking money out of your 401k?
I do take money out of my 401k sometimes. They had a COVID thing.
I know.
Where they allowed you to take money out of your 401k, and I took like $1,700 out just because.
I took more than that.
Yeah, I was like, fuck it, y'all.
Yeah, it was like no penalties.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take some money out if there's no fucking penalties.
I mean, I took some and I left it, but I had a valid reason. My hours changed at work.
No, I didn't.
But there was also, they had little price match or what is it, 6-7% or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's what my
jobs. Yeah, and then you just max out your shit, and then after that, shit.
Well, I'm just in a different place when it comes to something like that because now I have my job 401k, but then I do E-Trade and do my own trading in my 401k and an individual brokerage account. Now I have more money in my E-Trade than in my 401k because I just figured shit out to do well. I ain't gonna lie, I dropped a little bit because of this whole Trump having COVID had a major impact on stocks, but I'm still, I'm still good. But yeah, a lot of people took a hit.
I mean, how good are you at E-Trade? Like, let's say you ended up getting $5,000 from somebody.
Mm-hmm.
How much would you be able to return in about a month or two?
I don't know about a month or two because you're looking at a very unstable stock market right now.
Be stable to
yeah, it's gonna be like you could easily.
Are you day trading?
Yeah, you could easily take that and invest it and get a return because honestly, right now, the whole thought is the stocks are about to drop because of Trump having. Yeah. They're gonna probably drop even more just because of him having COVID. Also, you have the election coming up. So everything, of course, with the shutdown, never fully bounced back regardless of how Trump was saying up 50%. But it's not up 50% from where it started. But anyway, everything went so far down it has not really come back up yet. Depending on what you have. There's some tech stock out there that took the fuck off. I had one that was Twilio where you can meet with your doctor virtually versus going. My dumb ass didn't know the better time and let that one go. That one took off. It just depends on what you have. Even with it dropping right now.
Yeah, I got EFTs for internet sites. It's like Internet Titans. So Amazon, Facebook, Salesforce, Netflix, and then I got another one for gamers. So it covers Microsoft, cover. So I do those. Those are doing well because those are more retail. Like, people using those things, buying these. People getting ready for, the new Xbox, new PS5. So, like she said, it depends on what you are putting your money in.
Yeah, and like you have someone like Trump in office, stuff like fuel will go up, and then he gets sick, and of course it drops down. You put Biden in office, you're looking at like hydrogen.
But it's all a risk. It's like gambling. It's like whatever you want.
Listen, it is, and I'm going to go ahead and give this free information because now that I've talked to people did not know, you can put a stop loss on your stocks. So say you buy a stock at $1 and it goes up to $10, you can put a stop loss on it for $5, and you'll never lose the money that you actually invested. I'll put that out there only because apparently a lot of people weren't aware of that, but mine's is set that I'm not losing the money I put in and a lot of the money that I make. No, they can drop and then my shit's gonna have to sell off because we're not.
And it depends on what you do. I got a conservative route that I do. I do stash. So every time I put whatever I spend and swipe on that card, like I got my Hulu bill, my Spotify bill come out of there. So I get like 3% of whatever I spend back as far as like a stock back reward, and it just adds up.
Yeah, to explain more, with stash is they give you percentages of stock, which is cool.
It's like paying
and
like
then it starts to just and then it just starts to build up, and especially like what you said with stash, it constantly is putting money back in there.
So whatever bill that I pay, like I make sure my Hulu, because they always give little stock back rewards, and I'll use that for when I spend at Walmart or I get gas, because Walmart's always going, so all my Walmart bills go through there, and I've made about like $20 in like 3 months from just shopping at Walmart, because I shop at Walmart all the time, so I only swipe it at the places that I shop.
Maybe just as an individual brokerage, because my 401k,
but it's conservative, it's less risk. I put some money in and stuff, but it's only like pennies of $1, and that's just add up over time.
Yeah, and I'm the person constantly watching the ticker
Yeah.
all fucking day.
Yeah.
All fucking day. Especially with my personal stocks. I'm constantly watching the ticker. That's why I can sit here and say, you know, shit drop. Just, man. But I don't even want to talk about it. That shit dropped a few days ago. It hurt. I ain't gonna lie.
All right. Get some tacos. Get all
Tacos.
Morocco.
That's what you need to invest in. A taco
truck?
A taco truck or taco stock?
Make
The
the stock
taco
public.
truck.
Make your company public and trade your own shit.
I would invest in a taco truck with you. If you want to do a taco truck, do a taco truck.
We can do a taco. You know what? We need to do a weed taco truck.
Oh, where? You gotta go to like Michigan. Maybe in Ohio.
If only people that come there know that it's a weed taco. We're not advertising no.
I was gonna say, how are you gonna advertise it? Eventually, word gonna get around. All you
Listen,
got is word of mouth. Woo.
Just like the Pink was selling them weed wings. We going weed tacos, nigga. Come get them weed tacos.
Yeah, but ain't nobody gonna snitch out of a strip club. You rolling around with weed in the truck.
But yeah, in the strip club, you're not even supposed to be there.
I mean,
That
all
puts
you
you
got
down
is
as a
all you got is the
dealer.
oil or the butter or something for your we ain't work. We ain't got a pound of weed on us. We go cook it first and then put that on the truck and then use that to cook the
It's
food
still
with.
THC in it.
I'm wearing a sombrero. You talking about having a party?
You
There
gonna
we go.
hurry up across the border.
My Taco
You
Tuesdays.
can forget
You
it.
can,
I'm
you can
not
test
doing
it with
this.
CBD.
Taco Tuesdays will never be the same. Oh, we can tell. Look, we can tell people it's CBD, tell people it's health, whatever's legal. We can just tell people that's what it is. But in reality, it's time to have Taco Tuesdays.
Yeah,
Underlay, Reba.
I'll leave you out of that business.
Don't be like that, Rick. You want to invest
No, not if that's what
some of
it
that
is. I'm cool.
sweet E-Trade money you've been making? Bring some of that to
My
the.
little E-Trade money
to the
home.
table.
I'm actually kind of proud of myself, my little E-Trade. I built that up from nothing just this March.
Hey,
I was doing that with coins.
And shut up. And from
I
talking
did.
to him, nobody around, like, it's a lot of black people don't know shit about stocks. Like, I had to change around my network a little bit when
I
that
didn't
would
even-
happen.
I learned from a black man, like an ex-girlfriend of mine. Her father, he taught me about stocks. Just to have like something to have a conversation about with other people. But he actually showed me, he dabbled in stocks and stuff like that. And that was when
I didn't know
stuff
that.
was really good though. This was years back.
I could have told you about the coins. I really made a lot of money.
Bitcoin?
People use Bitcoin, but Bitcoin really not where you're gonna make your money at. You're gonna make your money with the smaller coins and the I forget what it's called, but basically it's like the coins is going public, and you just put your money in there and you wait for them to go public, and then they be like, it ain't even 1 cent sometimes. It'll be like 0.00025 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And you buy a whole bunch of shit, then it comes out and be like, oh, 10 cents. And you be like, and then you be like, yeah, but you just made like 10 times whatever it is you invested, motherfucker. Coins was a big thing for me, but I just got nervous because I was like, something will happen with these coins, because I was making way too much money doing this shit. I was like, it's no way this is legal for me to just keep making this amount of money. And I was just telling people at work, like, yeah, invest in Ripple. Ripple's real. If y'all want long-term shit, that coin, that Ripple coin, huge. And people putting their money into that. Western Union, all types of people's putting their money into Ripple because of the way that they changing their whole thing. Because if it goes to the point where you can't use cash no more, Ripple taking off. That's free game. Ripple taking off. You can't use cash no more in a couple months or a year. But I make a lot of money doing that coin shit. I just thought, like, something go happen. Something's go happen. So I just stopped
It was
doing
just
it.
too good to be true.
Yeah. Like, Bitcoin was cool, and you had to put money in Bitcoin to purchase those other coins, but some of that shit was just going on, and that shit was just going up, and it go down a little bit, then it go way up again. I was like, nah, I don't
Yeah,
trust
it
that.
takes patience to deal with stocks.
Yeah, I was like, I don't like that. Now, we was at work and shit, we wasn't working. We was at Lincoln Electric looking at our phones and shit the whole time, waiting for our shit to go up, and then when it did go up, everybody, hey man, did you see? Like, nigga, it's midnight. Leave me the fuck alone. Because all the coin shit is overseas and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not here where everything's shut down at what, 7? When does markets close? 4 or something?
4,
Yeah.
4:30.
Well, with coins, it's different because a lot of that shit is overseas. So, our midnight is their noon. So a lot of times when shit really shoot up and shit, it'll be like at fucking midnight or 11 p.m. or something crazy like that. Motherfuckers coming in here, oh man, did you see such and such? Yeah, nigga, it's new. That's what we doing. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep on rolling with this shit. Cause pretty soon something gonna happen. They not gonna let us get this money like this. Fuck that. It'll be like
if you keep thinking it that way, it ain't gonna. You gonna get.
I mean, think about it like this. What if you had like $1,000 to put in Apple back in 1993 or some shit? When you seen that shit going up, you'd have been like, "Nah, I'm pulling my money because something's gonna happen." There's no fucking way.
No, you know what it is? It's like gambling. You have to be willing to risk losing it. Seriously, you have to be willing to. Cause the one I told you about, we was waiting on it because that stock had been up to like $50,000 a share. I left some of mine in it just in case and pulled some of the rest. You gotta take that risk. You just never know. Or have a plan. Okay, well if it hits this amount, I'll take this amount out and leave this amount in. So that way I'll still make money off of it. And it depends on your income. It depends on other people's income. You got money to just let that shit sit.
And it just depends on what you want to invest in. Like there's this thing that scrolled across like my social media, but it's a new farm that's coming, a new cannabis farm. So they're giving people right now the opportunity to invest in that farm. And with each tier of investment, you can go and visit the farm and look at the products. Even if you invest like high $50,000 or more, you're able to help like name a strand or something like that. So it's a lot of stuff, but it's a gamble, it's a risk. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? You just have to just everything.
My problem is this. I feel better if I invest like let's say $1,000 and I lose $1,000. I feel better doing that than say I invest let's say $100 and I make $2,000 off that $100. Then I'm like, you know what? I'm cool. I'm pulling my money out, and then it goes up, and I'm like, I could have made $10,000.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt my heart more. No, fuck that.
But that's why I said have a plan. With the one I was telling him about, my plan was to leave some in there just in case, because I don't want to be that person that you just said
you don't
and
have
take
to
some
buy
out.
The whole thing out. You know what I'm saying?
You can leave some of it, and or you do like I said, you put a stop loss on it, so that way it only drops it well. Man, don't.
It's gonna hurt my heart to know
Don't do.
It's gonna hurt my heart to know that I took out half my $1,000 and then that shit still shooting up, and I'm like, ah.
It happened to me. I just told you. Well, it ain't go that far up, but yeah, it went up like $150.
You gotta blame somebody. Trump, you son of a bitch.
No, it was one of those I had bought when I literally first started. It was one of the first four I bought. And it was with the COVID shutdown, which is why it went up in the first place. This was the Twilio stock. I just didn't know. I didn't fucking know. That's all I got to say. I still made money off of it though at the end of the day because when I sold it, it was up higher than what I bought it for. But
I just watch videos on a bunch of people that like day trade a lot, do good at day trade, and then I figure out what I want to put my money in. I get back into it. I just don't like distractions like that. Like I get distracted easily. Like, I be constantly looking at my money and shit. I be shopping.
I keep my ticker on my screen all day.
I'm bad with money. Like I'll be spending my money and shit on stupid shit.
Plus, you want to keep up too. There's times I just sold it off and bought something else and made money off of that and came back to the one I sold.
I'm just bad with money. I don't think that I'm.
Not from what you said, how you balance your budget. Shit,
I don't. I mean, I'm good at balancing my budget, but I'm also the same person that was trying to figure out how to get a hot tub in my apartment. So. Okay. I can afford the hot tub, of course, but the simple fact that this is what I decided to do with my COVID, not doing shit, money. Like, I was like, I have nothing else to do. How dope would it be to have a hot tub in my apartment? Just like having a...
Like Coming to America?
Yeah! Yeah! But it was like simple shit. Like, it wasn't a hot tub necessarily. It was like me getting out and it was get my carpet wet and shit like that. And like, it was all type of like little stupid things that kept me from getting the hot tub put in my apartment. But like that's the type of shit I be thinking about.
Well, thinking about it, you didn't actually do it though.
No, like I was really like I was really at Wayfair trying to get a fucking hot tub.
Oh, when Wayfair prices dropped?
Before that.
Oh shit, never mind.
And I kept trying to say, are they still like? Huh? Are they still doing shit? Wayfair.
It just went away.
It did.
I bought a bed before it went away.
I need to buy a new bed, so that's why I'm asking.
Like. I got mine.
Well, I mean, I think they probably
I
still
like
be a trial.
I need something to hold the fat girl.
Bring it back up. go to Twitter, bring it back up about Wayfair, and that way it'll go viral. And then when they gotta drop their prices again, you be like, "Gotcha, bitch!" You get your bid or whatever it is that you're trying to get.
You never know. I did repost the video, and I was like, "Hey, whatever happened?" Then the fucking video then took off like more than what I.
Oh, was the guy and the girl, or
the guy hitting the girl with the skateboard?
Was that? Oh, I thought you were talking about the store one that I keep getting notifications for.
I am tired of getting
Oh, I
notifications.
seen it though. That's messed up.
That damn
is
video,
sad.
I just
That
you
is
know,
sad.
post random
That's
stuff
messed
on
up. Nobody like wanted to either help her, and the dude that was record. I hate when you record it and then you
Oh no,
make
that's not what you're talking
empathetic
about.
sounds.
But y'all talking about two different videos.
Oh.
You're talking about the girl that got beat up by the
Stumped
dude in the
out. I'm talking
store.
about the chick
We're
that
talking
stumped
about
out.
the girl that beat up the employee that's on our page. You don't be getting notifications for that?
I didn't know if you
Go
all
ahead.
these different
Y'all
videos
talking about
and
two
comments.
different.
Oh yeah, no. The one that I seen when the girl's getting stumped out at the store. And
Yeah.
the guy's recording it. Why are you making empathetic sounds? Like,
Yeah.
like just go help her.
Every guy in that store just stood there. It wasn't just a guy recording. Every guy, every person with a penis in that store
You know what?
just stood there.
But I'm gonna step in and say this: life is real, and I don't want females to always be like, "Hey, as a man, you should step in," because as a man, you may not be able to fight. So you stepping in, that man. Listen, that man may stop whooping her ass, beat the dog shit out of you, and then continue to whoop her ass.
So two people.
Yeah, now you done got beat up, and what did you do?
This
Nothing.
man gotta do better. If you got all those men in the store and you're concerned that if you try to help this female on the solo and he start whooping your ass, nobody's gonna help you. That is a problem in male society.
It's a problem in male society that.
I mean, it's a problem both
It's
ways.
a problem that females just feel
No,
like all dudes
I
can just step
feel
in
like
and save the
more
day.
Women would step in situation reverse.
Listen,
I do.
Y'all remember that episode of A Different
even
World?
if you just said something, like nobody even like yelled out.
Y'all remember
I
when?
thought I heard somebody say like
At
that.
the end, when he started stomping her in the face with his fucking foot.
Y'all remember the episode of A Different World when Dwayne Wayne thought he was gonna help old girl, and the old girl was about to get raped, and he jumped into the top of the thing, and then old boy pulled him down and beat his ass, and then the girl got away, and then they later told the story, and then Dwayne Wayne had the little thing on his eye because he got his ass beat. That's real life. Like, you may think that you out to help somebody, and you gonna be right down there getting stomped out next to her. So he's stomping out both of y'all, and you think, help me, please, somebody.
No.
Ain't nobody coming to help the dude.
No.
If I step
No.
in to help somebody, I'm getting beat up all of a sudden. Who coming to help me? Because they barely came to
That's
help
what
her.
I'm saying, though. All y'all
She's
men
saying that it should have been a
stood
collective effort.
Right,
You should
it
be
should
like,
be
let's go together.
like a consensus.
Somebody
Of
should
men
have
just
called-
know if you see some shit like that, you step in some way, shape, or form. Even if you just yell out, because people are crazy. I'm not gonna lie. He could have had a fucking weapon on.
You should
Even
call
if
out-
you just
I'm
yell
glad
out,
you
hey,
pointed it out.
man, like,
Man huddle, and then all
glad
the
you
men
pointed
in the
that out.
vicinity, we
Y'all
get together
definitely
in
act
the
like
huddle.
men can't get shot in this motherfucker.
Yeah, no, I do understand. People are fucking crazy, especially you just start beating
But
up
he
this
wasn't
bullshit
shooting at
like
him.
this. But what I was saying was anyone stepping in, you don't know if you have one.
No woman should ever get stumped out like that. Like,
Yeah, that was. She
That
was
was-
so
Why did somebody
little.
grab her
She
when
was
she
so
ran up on
fucking
him, though?
little.
Like, he was leaving out the store, then she ran up on him. I'd been like, oh, nope, fair fight.
Yeah, like when he pushed her back off after she followed him was one thing. It was when he choked her by the neck and threw her on the floor and started stomping her with her foot.
Well, I bet you won't disrespect again. I'm just joking, people. I think I read somewhere she was like 17 years old, and dude was trying to talk to her. He was like 30-something years
What?
old. Yeah. They say he was like 30-something years old,
I
and
didn't look that out at all.
he...
I don't know whatever
People
the
said
situation was. That was way.
People said
too
they
much.
went to school with him and shit. They knew him. They were older people, so...
Mm.
I'm assuming he was a little bit older, and they said, he tried to holler at her, and she didn't want to do it. He got a little violent. So...
If that is the
Over
case,
for
y'all
saying
see
no?
why women respond differently when y'all or when men be saying something we don't be interested, because that shit can't fucking
that makes it
happen.
hard for
I mean, yeah,
men
it can
trying to
happen.
talk to women still at the same time, though. Like, everybody not looking to...
Y'all females like aggressive men, though, so he might have got the number afterwards.
What makes you think that?
That women like aggressive men?
Yeah,
I've had
you
females tell me
said
that.
that before.
You know why? Because
Define
I'm a guy.
aggressive. Define
I'm a guy.
aggressive though.
I cannot describe of aggressive, but females definitely will tell you they like aggressive men.
Well,
It's
I
on my
didn't know
page,
the
they say it.
definition of that.
like they be like, you should be more aggressive. I'm like, why do I need to be more? Like, do y'all know what aggression means? Like, it's aggression. Why do I need to have aggression?
Y'all may have different definitions of what you think and what they mean.
I mean, it could be, but I'm not gonna change who I am to appease somebody else. You hear like your mama is here now. Like, you want me to now change and be more aggressive? Like, no, like.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on what they're saying by be more aggressive. You don't know what. You don't even know what it meant. So they just said be more aggressive. You're just like, no. You don't even know what they were saying. Your response.
No, because if I'm fucking with a female, I'm not gonna fuck with the female and then be like, oh well, you should be more ladylike. Well, no, you weren't ladylike when I met you. Why would I tell you to change something like that?
I think next time you should ask that.
For what? Because I'm not going to do it.
Because I have a feeling I know the answer.
What's the answer? What do you think the answer is?
So today we had the
I want to know what you think the answer is.
No, I want you to ask and see.
I'm not gonna ask him because I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna ask a question that I don't really give a fuck about, but I want to know, like, I'm curious as to what you think they mean. But my thing is this: I'm not gonna stop being who I am. Period. Like this is it. So if you want more aggression, well, just find somebody that's more aggressive or that's going to be more angry or more, hey, listen, this is what you need to do. This is what you better do.
That's going to be the definition, but you don't care anyway. So
I mean,
Brandon is going to be Brandon.
Listen, I'm going to tell y'all this. Females always like, oh, I like men that's more aggressive. And then they get on Facebook and complain about the aggressive shit men do. You're like, well, then you want more aggression? Not like that. The same things make you laugh, make you cry. Ladies, stop asking for aggressive men. Shit.
You really think that's what the definition? Oh my God. I think when women
aggressive means aggression. It's
be more aggressive is probably saying be more upfront. What are you actually trying to say? What do you want? Things. That's why I said I think you need to ask.
That's not what they mean.
Oh, well.
That's not. No. They're not saying that. That's not what they're talking about. They're saying
I don't know, but that's
it's like, okay, all right. So I'm gonna give you this example. This is my example. So listen, and this has happened to me on very multiple occasions. It is the stupidest thing ever. I have an entire conversation about something relevant. Maybe it could be, houses, real estate, this, that, the third. It could be what I do for a living and this and how I got to certain points. It could be something totally fucking relevant to our society. You know what gets them to sit up and pay attention? When I talk about my felony. When I talk about the gun charge. That's when they be like, oh, you have a felony? Wow. Like females like bad boys. I like bad boys.
No, don't do that.
What?
Group and shit.
What?
Don't do that. Don't say females. That depends on who you're talking to.
I don't date dudes.
That is going to perk up their ears to hear felonies. No.
They like felons.
Don't group all of them together.
They like felons.
How y'all gonna disagree with the female sitting here saying don't group all women into
because we date females.
No, that doesn't perk everyone's ears up. Someone else is gonna hear that and start asking you a million questions to make sure you're not gonna be back in that situation ever again, and then move on.
They have the only. It's only two things. It's only way out here or right here. Either they fucking love it or they be like, well, I just don't like men that are felons. But
so
the thing
is,
but here's the problem. The same females that tell me that also try to actively have a conversation with me without knowing that I have a felony. And then when they find out I have a felony, they still have this conversation. I'll be like, but I'm not your type. You don't want a felon. And then they be like, well, when I say no, you don't want someone that is a felon. I have
because
a felony.
They don't want someone that's still a criminal either. Like,
the
past is one thing.
I mean, a felon is a felon. You're a felon for life. If, say, you don't want somebody that's a criminal or somebody that's not, in a criminal activity lifestyle, it's a lot of people out here with felons. You say you don't want a felon. And when you say that, okay, that's cool. I'm not mad. That's your preference. Whatever you want to do, that's cool. But if you continue to have a conversation with me, I feel like you're just saying stuff just to whatever sound like, oh no, I would never date a felon, or I would never date somebody that has a record or a jail record. Okay, well, I have a jail record. Let me tell you up front, I have a jail record. So do you want to continue having this conversation? Well, people do this and they change and I haven't told you I've changed my lifestyle. I haven't told you anything about me not continuing criminal activity.
So why bring that up in the first place?
My thing is this, you got to have a conversation with people, because I always tell people, like, a person that's a felon doesn't mean that, they're guilty of it. The Central Park Five, they were felons. They were rapists. They were convicted fucking rapists. And even the lady that got raped said it wasn't them, but in society, the way that they painted it, even Trump, they should be executed. They were felons. They were rapists. But they weren't guilty of it. The evidence said otherwise. So people that have felonies, they don't mean it. I know a lot of people that got railroaded and, like, they got charged and they're like, how the fuck did you even get that charge? It happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I have conversations, people be like, well, I just, guys get into a habit of, they be 40 years old and still want to stand on the corners and sell drugs and this. I'm like, my felonies have nothing to do with drugs. I'm like, no. I'm pretty sure you're categorized.
Part of the conversation and asking question process, though.
I'm sure, and that's what they told me. They don't like felons, so I end the conversation with them.
But you don't even explain what it's for.
They didn't explain.
Because that's not what you have usually.
It's a gun. It's aggravated vehicular assault, carrying a concealed weapon. No,
but
it's
you've
a gun
told
charge.
the story before, so it's different for us because we know the story.
Yeah, but
versus you trying to be out here like Hot Boy Miles for real. Like, it's not the same thing.
If you say you don't like a felon, you can't say you don't like felons and then say, oh, it's just drug dealers. Well, just say, I don't date drug dealers.
Because you have something that's not going to happen again. That's a difference.
Me carrying a gun can happen again.
Well,
me carrying any type of weapon can happen.
I'm talking about the whole car situation.
I mean, the whole car, yeah.
Okay, so that is on your record as a felony, but that's something that's not going to happen again. Someone that's actively selling drugs has a felony and then still continues to have that lifestyle is what someone is saying, well, I don't want a felon. I don't want someone with a jail record. That has not changed themselves. Okay,
but my thing is this. Why are we looking at somebody when they say they don't want a felon? Well, just say you don't want a drug dealer that says drug, or somebody that doesn't have an ambition to be something more than a drug dealer. Because we can't look at say, well, I don't want a felon, and then I'm like, well, I have a felony for embezzlement. Well, I'm still a felon. It's just a different type of felon.
Well, that comes in conversation, but you cut it off.
I could.
I don't want a felon, so you never know what they actually.
A felon is a felon. You can't look. I can't say something like, oh, well, I don't want a female that has kids, and then the female, well, I have kids. Well, what I'm saying is, like, bad kids. Like, no. If I say I don't want female with
that
kids,
usually means
that's
you don't
kids.
want to be bothered with kids, period. That doesn't mean bad kids. That's a different subject matter, though.
If you say felon, I've clearly said, so felon. But yeah, felon. Felon on their record, felon. They's females they're not specifying.
Some of them meant, but, like I said,
and I do understand what they mean. And I understand what you're saying, because I understand what those females mean when they say it, because a lot of times you do find guys that are felons that I'm not going to say continue, but they have like that felon mentality that a lot of females don't want. But my point of cutting them off is because just like a guy can say he doesn't want a female with kids, and you don't know, that female could have a 17-year-old kid that's off at college. He's not even at home. It doesn't even matter that she has a kid. You've cut it off at, I don't date felons. Just like that man can say, I don't date females with kids. You cut it off at felon. So once you cut it off and say, yeah, you don't date felons, that shows me a lot that I don't care to get into. Like, okay, you don't date felons, that's cool. You've already categorized, you've shown that you categorize people a certain way. So I don't want to deal with that type of person. If you say you don't date felons, that's cool. I'm a felon. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not your type. You should find somebody that doesn't have a felony. That's it. It doesn't matter how well spoken I am. It doesn't matter how educated I am. It doesn't matter where I work at. None of that matters. You don't date felons. Okay. I'm cut off. Just cut me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to explain it now that you know that I have a felon, because I'm pretty sure no one ever meets me and says, he's a felon. Unless they're just racist white guys. But I've never had a black person be like, "Yep, I see it." Like I've had more females laugh and be like, "What the fuck you get a felony? Like for what? Are you serious?" And like they don't believe me. Like I'm saying, I'm like, it's people out there right now that still do not believe that I have a felony. And I've told them, and they think that I'm just joking around because I don't come across as a felon. I get it. I understand. But once you say you don't date felons or you don't want to deal with felons, and they have a certain mentality, well, I'm a felon. I don't.
No, it's exactly what you said, because they come across someone like you that has a felony but doesn't act like a felon. But again, you don't have the conversation past I have a felony to even.
Because they already said they don't date felons. I have a felony.
It seems more like you just don't want to be bothered with that particular person. Otherwise, I feel like you would actually explain what your felony is.
Why? Like, no. I would explain something if they said, if I had to explain, like, if I had rape on my thing, and then I would have to further explain what happened in that case as to why I have that, like, oh, I was 18, she was 17 or 16, and the mother, blah, blah, blah. If it was something like that, I would explain. But if you say you don't date felons, well, that's just it. I'm not about to further explain.
Okay, we know. You're not going to date a felon.
Yeah, if she's not going to date, if she's not going to date a felon.
We've been talking about doing felons for too long.
No, I'm enjoying it. It's like it's very deep.
Yeah.
Because
so
well,
much
then
sharing.
too, we going in a circle. He's just gonna keep saying that, and I'm gonna keep saying this.
Because she wants me to explain.
Black wrestlers.
She wants me to further explain some things. If you know your worth, fellas, you don't have to explain. When she says something like that, you ain't got to explain nothing.
Very enlightening. Thank you for sharing.
I'm not about to explain nothing.
And yet you've been on what, 3 dating shows?
I have been on 3 dating shows, and I have not been on one fucking date with not one of those females that I won the dating show with. And it was another female.
So I mean, you can listen to him if you want to, fellas, but 3 shows.
Hey, just remember, she's single as well.
I ain't been on 3 dating shows either.
Nobody knew what he's saying.
She's definitely getting inbox.
So
don't let it fool you. My inbox is dry. Her inbox full. It's a big difference.
And then I accept the date, and then I got canceled on one, and then stood up on the other.
Really?
Yeah. All in 6 damn days.
God damn.
That's why I be like, that's why I don't want to be bothered. That's half the reason why I don't bother opening messages.
Look, Ricky, you need a hug. That's what you need right now. In
that's
1 week,
too.
in 1 week,
Ricky
you got
picky.
curved twice by 2 niggas.
Ricky is picky too, so that's like a lot.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
it takes a lot for Ricky to get out for a guy now.
she got curved.
And as soon as she make a decision, she got canceled, stood up. It's kind of fucked up.
And you know, she put that on Facebook. He'd be like, you know, the problem is
I
you're
sure
dating the
did,
wrong.
Bob.
You're dating the wrong type of guys. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's the you're picking the wrong.
No, I'm hip to that bullshit. Cause y'all find out what all the problems is. Say you don't do those problems that we say, and y'all be fucking lying. No,
Nope.
I don't
Sorry.
fall for that no more.
I don't do shit. I
Tell
don't
me
tell
who
nobody
you
nothing.
are first, and then I'll tell you what I have issues with.
I don't tell nobody a motherfucking thing. You
Yeah,
go figure it out
we
alone.
heard that for about 20 minutes.
Come on. Just end. I do the same thing. Like I don't date short guys. Okay, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Well, there's not much explanation
But
to that.
but women do that. They'll be like, but no, I'm short.
Yeah.
Well, there's not that much to explain.
I'm not gonna grow anymore.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, you out here talking reckless. I'm like, yeah, but they ain't at least 11 inches. Well, nice to meet you, man. I don't need 11 inches. I'm just saying I could take it if, no. You gonna take these 5 and be happy or get the fuck on. God damn it. I got what I got. I am who I am. I'm too old to be changing shit. Trying to be more aggressive and trying to explain to you what my felonies are. Motherfucker, you here, 2020, Google. You can look at the fucking case docket. You didn't research me before you got out on a date? That's
Sorry,
your
I
fault.
had to get him going again.
I could be a serial killer. Am I wrong, Ricky? I could be a serial killer. They didn't Google me to see anything about me.
If you're a serial killer, I hope you would be locked up.
I mean,
not free to be out here taking dates.
I mean, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Then what are they gonna find?
Shit, they gonna find something. They gonna be like, it seems like there's been a lot of murders in your neighborhood.
Yeah, you don't know you're a serial killer until you get caught.
Yeah.
Somebody put it together. You're killing a lot of people.
Yeah. Like, you have an MO here. You keep getting these girls off Backpage and then you kill them. Like, stop doing that. Stop strangling them.
Yeah, it's not. You're not a serial killer until somebody puts it together. You're a serial killer.
Or I could have been a person that killed somebody and got out. Look, at 39 years old, you do about 14 or 15 years for murder. So I could have committed a murder earlier on in my life and just got out.
So that was probably just one murder, isolated incident that you're probably not the serial killer unless that's the only one you got caught for.
I mean, if I killed somebody when I was 20 years old and got out at 35 years old, are you going to be like, you know what, he seems like a nice guy. I think he strangled a bitch in 2000, but...
Well, you'd have to explain the situation now, wouldn't you?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to explain me strangling a female. I don't know how much you want to explain. Like, well, my hands went around her neck, and I continued to see squoze.
What?
Squoze. That's the past tense of squeezed. I squoze her neck.
Squoze?
Until I heard a snap. It was an accident, but I still strangled the bitch.
But you made a good point though. Like, it depends on how the court paints the picture and what charge you get. Because you can like just rob a convenience store, but they can put all these other extra robbing with a deadly weapon, or then attempted murder, or somebody gets shot manslaughter. Like, it can be all these different charges they just throw in there to see what stick to get you.
I know a female that got accessory to murder.
That's why women say they don't date fellas.
Yeah, I know a female that's got accessory to murder because she was messing with a dude. They got into it with somebody else, and she was standing there. The dude shot somebody. She took off running, and the dude was calling her phone, threatening her to not say nothing to the police. The police had the messages of her being threatened and was like, you need to give up his name and his location. She was like, well, are you going to do something to protect me? They was like, no. What? What? Wait, you want me to give you some information? You have the messages. Just find the motherfucker from the phone he's calling or texting from. Y'all want me to snitch on this dude, and then you have no way to protect me. And what if he gets off, bitch? Nothing. No. And then she got accessory to murder because they're like, well, you were standing there. Yeah, but she ran. She ran, and then he shot somebody. Like, how's the accessory to murder charge even brought up? Like, you want me to snitch, and then you're not going to protect me? You're not going to do anything, so I'm next. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, that felony thing. Yeah. Did you say you a felon and you don't date felons? All right.
Okay.
Speaking of snitching, didn't 6ix9ine mix hydroxycut with caffeine?
Hydroxycut and coffee, fucking dumbass. Hydroxycut has hydro in the name. You're supposed to take that with water, so he ended up like with an overdose and in the hospital from.
Doesn't it have caffeine in it?
What, hydroxycut? Yeah, that's what you're supposed to take with water. Not coffee. And
he just has a low tolerance. I tell you, okay, here's the tip. You want to lose weight, go to the store and get some Broncaid. The reason Broncaid, they made ephedrine illegal, but Broncaid has the perfect amount of ephedrine in it. So you got to go to the store and get Broncaid. You got to get pills, caffeine pills, 200 milligrams. You take one of each pills 3 times a day. You'll lose weight, no problem.
Disclaimer.
No problem, you'll lose the weight, right? I've done it before.
Right.
I've done it before.
You're not about to trump me with the hydroxychloroquine and drink bleach and shit. I don't know what this man here is talking about. He's not a doctor. None of that shit. If you want to listen to him, you
Google it. Y'all Google it. It works.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, and I've done it, and I've did Red Bull and energy drinks and had plenty of caffeine in my system. So he just has a low tolerance for that type of shit.
Or that wasn't what it was.
And some people do coke and drink coffee all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Ain't he on parole? Was it really hydroxycut, or he just know he wasn't supposed to be taking whatever the fuck he was taking?
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know what his conditions were to get out.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's just a little odd. Too old. I don't know. I guess like you said,
Hydroxycut ain't that strong. It's cool, but it ain't like.
It depends on how long he was taking it. So if you
does he need to lose weight? Why is he taking a drug? First off, why is he taking?
Yeah, he gained weight being in jail. He came out kind of
I
happy.
mean,
why don't you just work out?
Yeah.
You got all this freedom and time. Like, just work out.
He wanted a little boost with the hydroxycut. The thing is, one nothing wrong with
hydroxycut.
Just don't take it with fucking caffeine.
Pretty sure you're already doing other shit that's going to interfere with the caffeine anyway.
It's not the caffeine. It's not. it'll make you jittery or some shit like it's. He has to take a lot of fucking caffeine. Like that's gonna be fucking Cuban coffee or something.
Pre-workouts get you really jacked, and they got a lot of caffeine in it, to where you tingling just a little bit.
I said perhaps it was something else.
I've done.
Said it was
That's 600 milligrams of caffeine is what I just told y'all, because it's 200 milligrams per pill for the caffeine pills 3 times a day with the Broncaid. So that's 600 milligrams of caffeine a day. And I have never been to the hospital. I've never had any type of, but I don't smoke or drink, so my organs might be a little different from other people's. My shit might be a little fresher or something. You know what I mean?
At that point, you don't abuse your liver.
Yeah. Plus, my shit is kind of pure from the baking soda and shit like that I take. So it's a little different.
We've talked about you a lot today.
We always do. It should be my show. It should be like the Gary Shanley. You remember the Gary Shanley show? Do you remember that thing song? It's the Gary Shanley show. It's the Maserati show. And I come in with a sweater and shit like Mr. Rogers, throw a sweater on, little swaggy robe or something like that.
All right, y'all want to get to y'all black wrestlers list before we run out of time? Because I don't want to have to do this again. We talk about wrestling. Oh, no. Y'all get this wrestling out because we talk about
every episode.
Every fucking episode.
We talk about every episode.
Just add this to be an official wrestling podcast.
Oh, hell no.
If Ricky smells what Maz is cooking.
No. First of all, I don't watch wrestling currently, so all
I don't watch currently.
topics would be Pat.
Sorry. That's what it is. I do.
He does.
They just had an emotional storyline with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, right? So Roman Reigns is like, he's like, I'm the tribal leader of the Samoa tribe, right? So he was like, you gotta bow down to me or whatever. So he beats the shit out of like Jey Uso for the whole match. So then his brother is injured, comes hobbling out. He's like, chill out, Uso. Kill that out, Uso. Like, he's like, no, don't throw in the towel for me. Like, it was so dramatic and whack. Like, it was great.
Was it like Apollo Creed?
No.
He didn't want to throw in the towel. He was like, throw in the damn towel.
Yeah,
Rocky didn't want to throw in the towel.
Almost sort of. Because he kept just beating.
I felt like that at the end of that Creed movie. When Creed was beating up the Drago's son. And he was just beating his ass. And then, like, Drago's son, like, the mom got up and walked out the goddamn thing when she thought he was about to lose and shit. And then the father just looking with a tear in his eye because he ain't gonna never get his bitch back. And then he get up on the thing and Rocky's son or Creed's son is just punching the shit out this big ass Russian dude. I'm like, nigga, just hit the ground. The ref stop the fight. Like, why we gotta throw in the towel? I'd be like, fuck that towel. I'd grab that towel, threw it back outside. No, fuck that. You killed my daddy? Fuck that. My daddy came out to Coming to America and you killed him. You killed him during the exhibition.
I feel like your caffeine kicked in like 20 years ago.
I feel like that's how that Mike Tyson and what's his name? Roy Jones Jr. fight. I think that's how it's gonna be. Like he just gonna get in there and just get destroyed in the exhibition fight. Just get demolished. It's just gonna be the worst shit that we could ever see in life. I feel bad. Like, why would Roy Jones Jr. even sign up for some shit like that?
Because he getting paid.
I don't give a fuck. Look. In 2020, we've heard enough stories from people that have been around Mike Tyson and know like Mike Tyson. Like niggas have basically, Fat Joe said he was in a club, him, his security, and Big Pun, they all about to get jumped by the club security and shit. He said the next thing you know, Mike Tyson come out there, he be like, man, don't worry about it, fuck these guys. And he's chasing the club security around cars and shit. One nigga chased security around cars.
Maybe you just want to be able to say,
maybe the year 2020 caused Mike Tyson to like rejuvenate, like some rare, like universal thing. Like,
dude, Mike Tyson
he's been knocking out a lot of trainers.
You gotta understand, there's a man that was pleasing thank you and being polite and was trying to take a picture with a dude that he had an upcoming fight with outside of Dapper Dan's. And the dude kept talking shit. Followed Mike Tyson to his car, and Mike Tyson put his shit in his car and commenced to rock his shit. And Mitch Green still has the scar on his eye where Mike Tyson hit him at back in the fucking 90s. Why do you step into the ring? Mike Tyson said, loose eye socket, a broken rib, a busted spleen. These are the type of things that I find fun. That's not the nigga I want to fight. I want the dude that's gonna be like, hey man, let's go in here, make it a good fight, make it look good for the kids. That's who I want to fight. Not the dude that's talking about a busted eye socket is fun. That nigga's gonna kill somebody.
That might be the arrangement. When they actually step in the ring, you get all this on the outside, and then they in the ring.
Nah,
Roy
Mike
Jones
Tyson
Jr. ain't
kill
that fighter.
him. He might kill Roy Jones.
Cause Roy Jones can't take no hit, so that's gonna be interesting.
He might kill him.
He could take a hit.
No, he might.
So
He might do something to cause
him.
something to kill him, like a stroke or something like.
Look, on YouTube, they said that Mike Tyson used to carry a dildo thing with pee in it because he used to stay cocained up to the point where when he would have to do a pee test for his fights, he would have to use that to pass the drug test. But they said there was not a fight that Tyson went into where he didn't have cocaine in his system. All of those wins, that nigga had cocaine in his system. You couldn't beat a drugged up cocaine Mike Tyson in his prime. What do y'all think will happen when this nigga is sober?
He on weed now.
Hopefully it's some downers. Hopefully it's some shit that's gonna put him to
Some
sleep.
sativa, some straight like.
I gotta figure out how to make some money because these people making comebacks. They said Mike Tyson worth like 44 million.
Come back from?
Shit, 05.
He's not there. Then you see the videos of him like running on the expressways with his security like following by him.
Who?
Mike Tyson.
Recently?
And then he was like walking. He stopped in the walking, and people were like recording video of him on the like expressway.
Recently?
Yeah.
No, I mean I've seen so many videos of Mike Tyson training and shit. I be thinking like, I just don't want to see it. I just don't want to see this. I don't want Roy Jones to get beat up like this. I don't want to see
Roy
this.
Jones is okay with it.
That's what he wants.
He
to
already
do.
said. I think
he want to be able to say, "I fought Mike Tyson."
Did he say? I think it was a mistake. Did he get quoted
I
saying
saw
that?
something, but I don't know if he
I
actually
don't
said
know.
it. Yeah,
I
I don't know if
remember
that's
seeing that.
real. I just saw some kind of quote. I didn't like. I don't
You
know.
think Mike Tyson should fight somebody like a little bit more in their prime, somebody younger?
I would like to see him fight Deontay Wilder. He said he could beat him in his prime. You remember Deontay Wilder said that he could beat Mike Tyson in
I
his
remember
prime?
that.
Well, let's see if you can beat him not in his prime. Because Mike Tyson has the defense. It's just that Wilder is just that much bigger and taller and shit that he just has that much of an advantage. But I think Tyson would beat the fuck out of him.
What about the Gypsy King?
Who?
What's his name? The other dude, the Gypsy King, that Wilder just fought. Don't they call him the Gypsy King or something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I barely know Wilder.
The big dude. They had
The costume situation.
no that Wilder just fought. It's like the second one.
He fought somebody recently?
Well, like a couple months ago, almost a year.
Deontay
ago.
Wilder? Oh, I was about to say Deontay Wilder. When he got knocked out by
he
old
was
boy.
on. He was on WWE too. He came over to WWE. The big Gypsy dude. I forgot. I have to look up his name.
I don't know. Hey, what happened to our top 5 black wrestlers?
We out of time now.
Oh, I'll do it next show. Talk about all black wrestlers.
We got to bring up Bad News Brown.
And we got to talk about New Jack.
New Jack.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to Fall Through the Stoop. We are watching on Monday at 8:30. Facebook, Fall Through the Stoop 216. Tuesday on Roku at 11 p.m. on Grind City TV. Also, Grind City has an app. Be sure to look that up in your app store or wherever the fuck Apple is called. Thank you everyone. See you guys in 2 weeks. Really?
I can't wait.
Just look weird.
Oh.
It looked weird when I woke up.
Yeah. Go ahead.
MICKEYMOU